All right. We are live. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys could hear me. See, let me check on my other computer right now. Let me play the stream on this end. All right, all right. Thank you guys for coming in to the show. Really appreciate it. It's gonna be a fun show. We're gonna have a really good show today. Looks like I am. Actually, let me check the computer right now. Let me play the stream on. All right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I was just checking into my other PC. All right, let's get it. Let's get started. So for today's show, we're gonna go over Pentest history. All right, what is Pentest? Why is it done? What are the benefits with it? And then we're gonna go over some blue team topics. Let me actually bring this over to the screen. We're gonna go over some blue team topics and blue team interview questions that I not recently, but I went through last year. And hey, what's up, Rod? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. So let's get started, bro. Let us get started. All right. Let me open up this file real quick. We're going to go over Pentest history. All right. Let me full screen this. Share screen. Do. Thank you for stopping by, Rod. Appreciate it, bro. Let me share screen. Share stream 1. All right. So you guys should see this. Pentest history. All right. Like I said, we're going to go over Pentest history. We're going to go over some blue team interview questions and some red team tips. We're going to go over a few cybersecurity news articles and some Reddit posts. And then we're going to close it off with a lab on blue. It's an entry-level try hack the box lab. All right. Let's get started. Pentest history. All right. What the heck is a pen test? Let's go through it, man. Pen test definition. Penetration testing or ethical hacking is a method of exposing or purposely exploiting the security vulnerabilities of a company's systems. Unlike security tests that use automated programs to identify these vulnerabilities, penetration tester requires highly trained specialists to analyze the system, find their weaknesses, and use them to access protected information. The human element of penetration testing is the most important. While a computer program can only perform the task with which it has been programmed, a human being can analyze new information and think of solutions that haven't been thought of before. What's more, a human is able to want to feel a drive, a motivation that fuels the search for a way in. Guys, let's break this down. All right, penetration testing is ethical hacking, meaning you're hacking for good. You're not doing anything illegal. You have permissions. You've been given a guideline. You've been given a scope. You probably work for a company. You're probably 1099. All this stuff. You're doing ethical hacking. On the flip side, you have what? Black hats. All right? The bad hackers. Hacking itself is not a bad thing, but it depends on what you do with that. If you hack for a good purpose, you hack the company to show their vulnerabilities and help them patch it, you're doing a good thing hacking. If you're in a bad time, you're going to be what? Doing ransomware, stealing people's PPI, personal protected information, and selling that on the dark web. All right, I brought this out last week. We saw what happened to Pom Pom Purin. What was he, a 20-year-old bad hacker, black hat hacker? Look what happened to him. Now he's locked up. I believe he's serving 5 years in federal prison. He's done. So you could choose the good side or the bad side. It's up to you. Okay. Now, the reason I like this definition, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to run a Nessus scan. I'm going to run an automatic scan. Cool. I'm a pen tester. No. And that's why I like the pen test definition, because it goes over, hey, it's highly trained specialists. They're going to think outside the box. All right, shoot. If Nessus could have found this, there must be other ways I could get this information. Let me perform OSINT. I mean, I don't know if there's any automatic tools that perform OSINT on somebody's whole profile. Let me study this dude. Let me use Rod. Let me study Rod. He probably watches a lot of anime. All right, look at his name, Uchiha Rod. Let me try to fish him for a Crunchyroll subscription. That's thinking outside the box. And that stuff these automatic tools will not give you. Just keeping it real. Okay? Now, that point where it says highly trained specialists, guys, you don't, and I spoke with many penetration testers throughout this week, last week, last month, they train almost every day, or they put in a lot of work to get to the position they're at. All right. We got a Discord group. I keep telling you guys, join the Discord group. We got a lot of penetration testers in there. Join up, get your skills up. All right. You have people who lab every day, try hack me, hack the box. People going for OSCP, hitting playgrounds. This is what it means to be highly trained. Pursuing certification like PMPT. So it's not a field you can, okay, I'm gonna just jump into it, run a Nessus scan. No. you better put some work into it. You better put some time into it. Okay? And look at this point right here. And that's analyze. They're analyzing the systems. There's many, and that's what we're gonna show you at the end of this course. We're gonna analyze Blue. It's a Windows 7 system. We're gonna analyze that. We're gonna find the weakness. We're gonna try to crack it. We're gonna try to root it. Use them to access protected information. All right? The human element is so important. What is this human element? The definition is referencing social engineering, trickery of human emotion. Look at the Robin Hood attack. All right, it was a social engineering attack. Hey, I'm actually IT support. I kind of forgot my creds. Can you guys let me in? Tricky automatic tool cannot do that. All right, so I just wanted to really stress that out. And look, humans, unlike machines, they have a drive, they have a motivation that fuels us. Shout out to people who are curious, who have that curiosity mindset. Dang, there has to be vulnerabilities. Let me go down this rabbit hole. Let me find the weaknesses. All right. Now, next slide. Penetration testing history. The concept of penetration testing has been around since human beings first began trying to understand their enemies through processes. Well, I'm going to stop there because people are probably like, whoa, what do you mean? Penetration testing been around since, computers. Since what are you talking about? Ancient civilization? No. Calm down. Penetration testing is a concept. All right. Look what it says. Understanding their enemy's thought process. What's the famous war general? Sun Tzu? Is that how his name? He has many tips, many advice, many wisdom to help you understand the enemy thought process. All right. I might just go through some Sun Tzu quotes right now. And that's what penetration testing is. And shout out to red teamers. All right, what can we understand? Enemies in a sense, the target machine. All right, what kind of thing? Okay, let's see. It's on port. Okay, we got port 445 open. That must be SMB. Okay, server file. Let me see if I can exploit that. Understanding your enemy thought process, especially if you're doing social engineering. All right. Okay, let's see. I'm going for this company. The CEO, huge fan of wrestling. Let me see if I could get him with a phishing attempt for that. Or let me pose as a famous wrestler. I'll be Mysterio and I'll contact them. Hey, anything. Understand the enemy thought process. Let's read on. Ancient armies all over the world conduct mock battles and games to figure out how other armies might undermine their strategies or get around their forces. Now, cybersecurity, this is called tabletop exercise. All right, you're doing mock battles, mock games to figure out how other armies might undermine their strategies or get around forces. I mean, that's why we have Try Hack Me, Hack the Box. We have these mock labs, mock machines, that not actual real machines in corporate environment, but just to conduct battle strategies. I mean, you could actually, dude, if you guys play video games, you're probably going to have like a private match, all right, playing against bots. All right, let me switch this class. No, I'm going to take the suppressor off. Let me put long bear on that. No, let me put on a fast hand real quick. I got to make sure I'm mock battles and games. Guys, they use in the military. What is it, boot camp? All right. Mock drills preparing you for the actual battles. Let's read on. This continued for centuries upon centuries until inevitably the tech world got in on the act. Yep. How did the tech world get into the act? With this, Tiger teams. 1960s, we had the Tiger teams. What the heck is the Tiger? We're going to go over that. All right. And everyone knows about the Tiger. Shout out to the Tigers, man. Penetration testing became a concept in the 1960s. The burgeoning tech industry realized then that having multiple users on one system, as had become the norm, posed an inherent risk to the system security. Guys, if you've been in cybersecurity, study cybersecurity, pursuing cybersecurity, you know that humans are the weakest link. Trust me, I'm telling you. Some of these end users, shout out to the end users, man, I hate changing my password every 6 months. Why do I have to put a complex password? Why can't I put fall 2023? All right. Why? This is what's going on through the mind of an end user. They're the weakest link. And you're having what, multiple users on one system? That's going to pose a threat. So let's read on. In the military, a Tiger team is often a force seeking to physically infiltrate an area. In civilian use, particularly in IT, a Tiger team is usually composed of skilled hackers who seek to penetrate a network or other tech environment for the purpose of improving security and closing security loopholes. Guys, this penetration right there. And I speak, this is one penetration tester. Won't mention him for, privacy reasons when they keep his, job good. Hey, what's up, Hassan? How's it going, bro? Dude hacked a bank. Yeah, he rooted a bank through a freaking ATM. I mean, guys, this, and obviously under employment, this is a good thing. Why? Because he's showing, hey, that's vulnerable. You guys need to patch this. All right. So an actual hacker will not exploit that in the future. That's why penetration testers are so important in today's economy. Okay. IT's booming. Security's getting, guys, I'm going to show you guys a news article in the middle of this course. It's going to shock you. I'm telling you, guys, hackers are stepping it up. They're stepping it up. Meaning we need more defensive guys out here. We need more people to what? Attack against a hacker. Is red team versus blue team? Well, I don't want to say that. It's good guy versus bad guys. That's where we're at right now. All right. Let's move on. U.S. Navy 1980s. All right. What does this have to do with penetration history? Well, let's see. In 1984, the U.S. Navy got in on the ethical hacking action when a team of Navy SEALs worked to evaluate how easily terrorists could access different naval bases. Around the same time, the U.S. government was starting to come down on illegal hackers. One result of this process was the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which specified that a particular ethical hacking techniques were only allowed under a contract between the hacker and a client organization. Guys, that's ethical hacking. That's penetration testing. Even the military is getting on this. Why? To better combat terrorists. All right. Hey, we're gonna have some mock guys. You're gonna play, and they have a word for this in cybersecurity. It's not red teaming, but you're playing the adversary. You're acting out as let's say you're acting out as Cozy Bear, a Russian hacking group. You're gonna use their techniques, their methodology against our network so we could better prepare for an actual attack. These are red teamers. These are penetration testers. All right. So even the military is on this since 1984. Now, I don't know if you guys missed it, and mentioned the U.S. government was starting to come down on illegal hackers. I believe around this time, yeah, tabletop. Thank you, Hassan. Yep, tabletop. Yeah, I believe around this time you had Kevin Minnick. You guys probably know him, one of the most popular hackers in the world. Black hack turned, white hack, ethical hacker, has his own business. Shout out to Kevin Minnick. They were cracking down. I believe he got locked up. You had other people who got arrested and stuff like that. Nowadays, black hats hopefully are turning on the good side. Hey, I can use his skill to what? Help companies, help businesses. All right. This is a valuable skill. Don't let anybody put your skills down. Whether you're Hassan or Rod, yeah, you guys can flip a keyboard and stuff like that. Don't let people on the outside, oh, you're just a keyboard pusher. You don't have a skill. That's not a real job. IT is a real job. It makes the world go around. That's how we're communicating right now through networks. That's how you could call your grandma on your phone if she's in the hospital. All right? IT. So don't let anybody put you down for that, man. Embrace that. So do I have a slide on that? I do. So we're going to talk about the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. All right? The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act of 1986 is a United States cybersecurity bill that was enacted in 1986 as an amendment to an existing computer fraud law, which had been included into the Comprehensive Crime Control Act of 1984. The law prohibits accessing a computer without authorization or in excess of authorization. Guys, this is so important. I'm telling you, you could look up penetration testers getting arrested. You can look up people getting arrested for doing this. I believe you can't even Nmap. You can't even run an Nmap on certain entities. This is how serious this is. Do not access the computer without authorization. Do not pwn or try to root a computer if you don't have prior authorization. If you want to practice, that's what Try Hack Me's for. That's what Hack the Box is for. Come on, guys. Do not risk getting locked up over scanning an IP. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And this is to the black hat hackers. If you really love this thing, you really love your skills, this career, join the good side. I'm telling you, we could use your skills. We could use your skills in this war. All right? I'm going to read it again. The law prohibits accessing a computer without authorization or an access or authorization. Oh, it's just a prank. I'm just going to run Nmap on my neighbor. Don't do it. Don't risk it, guys. Do not. All right? Let's get to now. As you see, we're moving through the timeline. We started ancient civilization. We started with spears and bows. We're moving through the timeline. We're in the 1990s right now. As hacking became more advanced, so did penetration testing. In 1995, Dan Farmer of Sun Microsystem and Weiss Venema of the Eindhoven University of Technology released a paper entitled Improving the Security of Your Site by Breaking Into It. Now, I had a chance to read this paper a couple days ago. Carlos, how does one practice again? Yeah, okay. Let me help you out, Carlos. Carlos had a great question. How does one practice again? Let me show you how does one practice. Let me load up Google right here. That's a great question, Carlos. Let me show you how to practice. So, and I'm going to drop this in the chat. This is my personal website. The reason I'm going here because I have a repository on cybersecurity resources that you can use to train. I'm going to drop this in the chat right now. And let's put that right here. Bam. So great question, Carlos. So how does one practice? Well, there's many ways to practice legally and for free. You have Per Scholas. All right, I know some people who went through this program. Right-click there, and there we go. There we go. So Cyberknights. Cyberknights is another program you could use and build up your ethical hacking skills. I haven't used these. I haven't used Cyberknights or Per Scholas. You have InfoSec Skills. That's another website, training platform. All right. You have Pico CTF. Now, there's a lot of videos on this. I believe, shout out to John Hammond. He has a video where he does Pico CTF guides. This is a really good one. And it's targeted for, high schoolers and universities, middle schoolers. My favorite one, TCM Academy, which I try to do every day, doing their practical ethical hacking course. All right. So good. Yeah, no problem, Carlos. And you have more and more. So yeah, Hack the Box. Very great one. SecBSD, Range 4, Offensive Security, Project Eris, Try Hack Me, Over the Wire. So all of this is linked in that link, and they all got hyperlinks. So that was a great question. All right. All right, let's get back to the program. Let's see. Improving the security of your site by breaking into it. All right. Which makes sense. That's what penetration testers do. People think, companies, my security posture is as strong as Fort Knox. All right. Let us run some penetration testers through it, and let's see how really strong it is. And then the penetration tester, with their highly, valuable skills, will point out flaws within their network. Oh shoot, we're not as strong as we think we are, and that's when you get to build and remediate. Guys, is blue team working with red team? Blue team the defenders, red team the offensive guys. Okay, we're gonna break in. Blue team, let us know if you guys see this. All right. Oh, you guys didn't see that? Okay, we got to make an alert so you guys can get notified when we use this tool or going through that way. We're all on the same team. All right. White team referees. Purple team's a little mixture of both. All right. Farmer and Venema described the emergence of the Ubercracker, a hacker who had evolved beyond the ordinary and had learned to develop his own hacking programs. This person can discover bugs in the most advanced security system and can get in and out of a system without leaving a trace. Guys, there's Uber hackers there's Uber crackers all over the place. I forgot that's one name of it. I forgot his name, but dude's been hacking since he was like 13. Guys, I'm telling you, this skill could take you far. And that's why we have bug bounty programs. All right. So what I was showing Carlos, those are programs to get your cybersecurity skills up. We haven't even talked about bug bounties, where companies will literally give you a scope and give you money if you're able to find a vulnerability. Some people made millions off of it. Thousands, a couple hundreds. Guys, it's becoming more profitable. It's becoming worthwhile. Remember back in the days. All right, I know, we're still kind of young. Back in the days, get a real job. IT's not real. You're not going to get far with it. Dude, IT guys are killing it, man. We're killing it. We got bug bounty platforms. We got Cybersecurity Month in October. I'm telling you, we got IT trending. We got people going crazy over CompTIA. It's going hard. So it's best to jump in now. It's best to jump in now. You guys already know about AI. Get in now when you can, if you can. All right, let's read on. They show rather than the importance of a system, owners looking at his or own system in a way a hacker might, thus laying the groundwork for contemporary penetration tester. That's a good point. Hackers see systems differently. An owner, think about it. If you're owner of a company, a business, you don't have time to worry about your whole network. That's why you pay people. You pay network engineers. You pay SOC analysts to manage that stuff. All right. Now that's where the penetration tester comes into. He learns the exploit. He learns the flaws of the networks, the security, and try to break in. All right. So, and don't get me wrong, penetration service, they cost a pretty penny. There's internal testing, and there's external testing. There's social engineering testing. There's a lot of services. It costs a lot of money because why? It's valuable. Okay. And let's finish off the slide. In the same year, John Patrick of IBM termed this process ethical hacking. All right. 2000s, the year, this is where we're at. We're in the year 2000s. After the turn of the new millennium, penetration testing finally began to solidify as a discipline. In 2003, Open Web Application Security Project, OWASP, published its testing guide, which delineated the industry's first set of best practices. 6 years later, the Penetration Testing Execution Standard offered providers of penetration testing services with a set of common practices. And the OWASP is still popular to this day. All right. You can do any penetration course on the market. They're going to talk about the OWASP. All right. Especially when it comes to web penetration testing. Guys, we're here. We are here. Now, 2023 and beyond. Where's this going? Is penetration testing going to die? Are they going to get replaced by automatic scanners and AIs? Let's read. In 2013, calculations revealed that spending on an enterprise security had exceeded $6 billion. Skilled ethical hackers now have a marketplace that desperately needs what they are able to do. Guys, I'm gonna stop there. Back in the days, years ago, ethical hackers, they did not have a marketplace. That's why they had to turn to the dark side. I had to go to the black. I gotta go rogue. All right, and that's why you have talented dudes. I mentioned earlier when we started streaming, Pom Pom Purin, 20-year-old dude. I believe he was the founder of Breach Forum, locked up. He could have used that skill for good. They didn't back then. They didn't have a market for this. Now there's no excuse. There is a market for ethical hacking and job titles like penetration testing, red teaming, all that stuff, or bug bounties and stuff like that. There's a market for it. All right, let's read that again. Skilled ethical hackers now have a marketplace that desperately needs what they are able to do. So long as employers continue to realize how important it is to stay secure against the smartest hacker. Guys, that's a heavy point right there. And I have an article, I have a Reddit post I'm going to bring at the end of the stream that talks about that. Do employers care about security? Think about it. You're a cybersecurity enthusiast. You could be Carlos, Hassan, or Rod. Hey, I love cybersecurity. I'm a huge fan. Okay, but does your employer love it? What do you mean? Why does that matter? Because they're going to determine, hey, are we going to spend money for this tool? They're going to determine the budget for your department. If your budget's low, shoot, you can't get Splunk. You can't get CrowdStrike. You can't get Darktrace. It's serious out here. So you want to make sure, job advice, when you're job hunting, find a company that values cybersecurity. All right? Because they know they're going to dump resources in it. Oh, you value cybersecurity? You're an employee? Here's some training platform. Here's CrowdStrike University. I'll sponsor a SAM course for you. I'll sponsor. Guys, make sure this is important in your job search. Look for employers that value cybersecurity. Some don't, and you see what's happening. All right? We saw what happened to LastPass. I mean, the irony. And I'm not shooting down LastPass. Anybody could get hacked. But what happened in that situation? Come on. That's ridiculous. And you have other companies too. All right? Let's read on. Why penetration testing matter? People might hate it. No, it doesn't matter. It's not important. Hacking's bad. My mom and dad said hacking's bad, so I'm not. Calm down. Why penetration testing matters? We're going to get to it. Systems and softwares are always changing, and new security protocols are evolving all the time. But a security system's advanced nature doesn't make it invulnerable. It just means that the system can now guard against attack types that have already happened. Hackers are just as innovative and just as committed to the effectiveness as the people who develop security systems. Companies need penetration testing to approach systems with the same determination and skills, but without the intent to do actual harm to the organization. That's why it matters. That's why it matters. We need testers to test the security postures of these organizations. Are we good? Are we vulnerable to this type of attack or this type of exploit? Especially if you're a financial corporation. Me personally, I have financial clients, and they worry about cybersecurity a lot. Hey, are we affected by that new Outlook CVE? Can you guys check? Can you guys run an assessment, run a scan? It matters. All right, because that's money on the line at the end of the day. If they get hacked, and you can go on purplesec.org and look at how much hacking costs this organization. Millions, guys. Millions. So it's very important that employers, companies, and employees and penetration testers take security serious. People's lives is on the line. I mean, I just saw an article this morning. I believe a school got hacked, and now the hackers ran off with the social security number and personal information. Guys, and what can they do with that? Sell it on the dark web. All right, impersonate your children, your dependents. It's serious out here. It's very serious, guys. So keep that in mind. Hackers are just as innovative and just as committed to effectiveness as the people who develop security system. All right, companies, and my final message, companies, you guys need to take cybersecurity serious. It's getting rough out here. We're all eligible to get hacked, but it's better to lessen the blow, lessen the damage. Don't give these hackers too much of a wiggle room by making sure your security posture is up to par. All right, and before we close off on this section on Pentest history, I want to go over, hey, Pentest insert. Shout out to Carlos. He mentioned, hey, where does one practice? What sites are there that I could practice my skills at? Well, we gave you sites. What about certs? All right, so the first one, we got the OFCP. Guys, this cert, man, this is one of the most popular offensive security certs in the market right now, developed by Offensive Security. Very popular. Guys, I'm telling you, throw OSCP in the Indeed search or LinkedIn search. You're gonna get thousands of job postings. It's no joke. All right, look at the cost. Now it ranges from $2,400 to $5,400. I believe the Learn one, if I'm not mistaken, it's around $2,500, or you can get the 90-day one, which is around $1,500. Guys, it's a serious investment. I know people say I haven't got enough money for that. I need to wait for my employer to sponsor me for that. And there's some people who save up, their wages to what, I'm getting the OCP, and I don't care if I fail or not. At least I'm studying for it and I'm testing out. So if you guys want to get into ethical hacking, this is a very, very popular cert just to have on, your belt. It will show a lot. Even if you're trying to do 1099 consulting, just having the OSCP near your name. Oh, shoot. Okay, he's credible. Some companies don't want to work with people without OSCP. I don't want to have any scans done against my network if the guy's not at least an OSCP level. Serious out here. All right, so that's the OSCP. Great cert. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in the Reddit thread. I love reading, OSCP guides and stuff like that. How do people pass it? And what the thing about the OSCP that's interesting, that you have to use, from what I've seen, you have to use external resources to study for it, which is interesting. The TJ No list. Oh, do some Hack the Box labs, do some Try Hack Me labs, do some Vulnerable labs, all right, and do some privilege escalation courses on Udemy. Then sign up for the course. I'm like, what the heck? What is it that difficult? Is it that serious? But yeah, I think the OSCP is a really dope certification. I know some people going for it, and it's a real good one. All right. Now these certs are not in any respective order. I'm gonna go down to number 2. You have the GIAC penetration tester certification by SANS. Again, $2,400, $2,500, very, very steep price. And I don't have too much visibility on this, but it is one listed on the top 10 penetration certs, or top 6. All right, you have another one by SANS, the GIAC exploit research and advanced penetration tester, number 3. I believe shout out to Tanisha. I believe she has one of these, if I'm not mistaken. Level expert cost $2,500. All right, we have the CompTIA Pentest Plus. I just had to throw this in there. Obviously, the Pentest Plus is not a practical assessment like the OSCP, like the PMPT, like the CPP, the Hack the Box certified testing specialist. It's not practical. It's multiple choice, if I'm not mistaken. But it is a quote unquote Pentest cert. All right. I believe that is the second to cheapest one, coming at $381. You can get a discount if you go to, I believe, ACAD CompTIA store. Get a discount on that. So you have the CompTIA Pentest Plus. Fifth, you have Hack the Box Certified Penetration Testing Specialist. Now, guys, I believe this is the newest one, the latest one on this list. And it's, when you read reviews about it, the community loves it because the training is so verbose. The training could be found on Hack the Box Academy with a subscription, monthly subscription. The training is very verbose, very detailed, and some people say it's better than the OSCP training. The exam is actually harder than the OSCP and PMPT, people say. I believe you get, how many days do you get? Correct me if I'm wrong, you get 5 or 10 days or something like that? And you got to write a report. Very serious, very real life. And I talked to penetration testers. Yeah, we got 5 days to scan. We write the report on the next week, Monday and Tuesday. This is real life stuff. All right. So the actual exam is 210, but you have to go to the training. You literally have to go to the training before you can even attempt the exam, I believe. And why not? Because it's going to give you that information. And lastly, the PMPT. So shout out to Heat. Shout out to TCM Academy for even creating the cert / training. Practical Network Penetration Tester. Cost $299. Very affordable. With training is actually $399. Guys, this is a really fun. And this is what I'm using to learn ethical hacking at this moment. And guys, I'm just milking the material. It's just so much, and it's taught at a great level. And I'll show you guys my PMPT notes as we get to towards the end of this video. Guys, it's a serious cert. It's a serious. Actually, I'll just show you guys it right now. I'll just show you guys my PMPT notes. Let me open up Google. Show you guys my PMPT notes. Got it on Notion. So yeah, left off on blue. We're gonna be cracking blue soon. But this is my PMPT notes. I was going through the Hack the Box thing, but I wanted to go to the PMPT. And these are my notes so far. All right. So this is very detailed. So networking, if you guys don't know, I do a weekly networking course. You can find it under the live section of this channel. And I go over, basic networking. And I speak with many network engineers. Guys, this is important. If you're in cybersecurity, what are you securing? You're securing the network. So why don't you better understand the network so you can better protect it? So networking, we talk about private IP addresses. I mean, this was within the TCM Academy training video. So it was a really good refresher as someone who worked previously as a NOC tech and been through it. So yeah, these are all my notes. And this was just on one section, common ports and protocols. And when we got to Linux, man, Linux was a really interesting one. I was learning about, hey, what's a shell? What's sudo? What the heck does that mean? Navigating the file system and all that good stuff. User and privileges. Calming networking commands within Linux. All right. Viewing and creating is so much. Python. Now this section, this took me the longest because everything was new to me. What the heck? What's the strings? Spider-Man? What? No. The string Python. Math. You can do math in Python. You got variables and stuff like that. Functions, booleans. And this is all handwritten. The course is videos. It's straight videos. So I had to handwrite a lot of this stuff, use a lot of external resources to make sure, hey, this thing is clicking. This thing is clicking. All right, tuples and all of that good stuff. All right, and then we got to the 5 stage of ethical hacking. What do you mean the 5 stages? Recon. All right, let's scope out the target. Oh, shoot. All right, if I'm hacking blank company, let me do some research. Do they have a LinkedIn profile? Let me actually go on their Indeed job posting, see what kind of tools they're requesting for their candidates and stuff like that, and see if I could, manipulate them or use that to my advantage. That's your recon. It's passive. They shouldn't be aware. None of that stuff. Scanning. All right. That's where your NMAC comes into play, your Nessus. Scanning and, the network. Hey, what are the vulnerabilities? What are all these stuff? Gaining access. All right. Let's exploit this. Let's get into this thing. Maintaining access, and then covering tracks and all that good stuff. So those are the 5 stages. I'm 1 to 3. That's where I'm currently at right now with my 5 stages. All right. So it's very important. And I believe information gathering, guys, there was a lot of notes on this, talked about passive recon, OSINT and stuff like this. How can I get more research without notifying the target? All right. I mean, and that's where social media comes into play, guys. You got people. I'm for Blades putting all their information on social media. Yeah, this is where I live. This is what school I go to. This is actually my home address. This is my home IP. That's my date of birth. Here's my SS. All that stuff on social media, making it easier for hackers to exploit and all that good stuff. All right, so that's the information gathering site, and there's so many Google flu. Now, this is something I got to practice more using the search function to what minimize and filter your search results. And I think it's really cool. All right, you could, let's say I'm looking up Google or X company, I could filter it out and only get like PDFs or it's super cool. It's really cool. All right, that's that, and there's more and more scanning enumeration. This was actually my first machine I ever rooted, Kioptrix level 1. Actually, I believe last week class you saw me root Kioptrix again and scanning and all that stuff. And in Nessus, guys, I personally use Nessus at work. Nessus is an amazing tool. It's just it's amazing. You can do a lot of stuff with it. The GUI, look at this GUI. Look how beautiful this is. I use this against clients currently in my employment. It makes the vulnerability. I'm not a penetration tester, but it makes finding out vulnerabilities quicker and stuff like that. Instead of hiring external penetration testers or wasting time or waiting for me to become one and all that stuff, it's quick and straight to the point. All right, and all that good stuff, exploitation, all that stuff. So that's my PMPT notes and stuff like that. And guys, I'm not even done with the course. You guys saw my progression. I'm still going through it. All right, so those are the 5 or 6 offensive security certs that are valuable on the market. Okay, and I think that was the last slide if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So that's the last slide. Let's close this out. And so that's that. So we went over Pentest history. That was great. Do you guys got any questions on that? That was really good to go through. In the meantime, we're going to load up. We're going to go over, where do I have it? A blue team interview question. Actually, no, I want to go over this real quick. How does it open up in my, can I full screen on this? Let me see, automatic zoom. I can't. So we're going to go over, this is something a friend, buddy of mine shared it with me on LinkedIn. I don't know where it comes from, but it looks like a red team guide. So this goes over commands and stuff. How many pages is it? 200 pages. Obviously, we're not going to go through all this. I'm just briefing through it. Ping Sweep. Actually, oh shoot, this is some good stuff right here. Do not block IP. Yeah, this is some dope stuff. So whoever created this, shout out to you, man. This is very, very good, very verbose. And yeah, this is stuff penetration testers and red teamers use in the field. Oh, peace and okay. So that's cool. We're gonna close that out. What I want to go over, where do I have it right here? Blue team interview question. Actually, let me download this. There we go. And let me full screen. So we're gonna go over. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Actually, exit screen. There you go. So you guys can see it. All right, full screen. Oh man, actually, let me just do it like this. All right, we're gonna go over blue team interview questions. What? Blue team? You went from red to blue? This is important, just in case anybody's trying to get into SOC analyst roles or cybersecurity roles. These are interview questions I went through last year when I was job hunting like crazy. Guys, I mean, man, and this is something people don't talk about, the job hunting. How was that experience? Man, that experience was crazy. A lot of rejections. I think I was getting interviewed by Cisco. Yeah, I made it to the final stage for Cisco for junior security position. I mean, I obviously didn't make it, but I went through a lot of interviews, man. So this is a compilation of questions I commonly heard from hiring managers that I want to share with you guys to make sure you have this in your repository. All right, so this is blue team interview questions. All right, so this document will explain my experience during SOC analyst blue team interviews throughout my job search in 2022. It will include questions and answers. So we're going to go over this, guys, and hopefully you guys find value in it. Feel free to take screenshots or write down notes on this. Okay. Explain the CIA triad. All right. This almost all security interviews should have that question in. And this is a basic question. It's very important. It's like Sec Plus level. CIA triad stands for confidentiality, integrity, availability. CIA is a model that is designed to guide policies for information security. It's one of the most popular models used by organizations. All right, this is very important. Is this information confidential? Is it between you and I? No one else. You and I. Is it for the intended recipient? All right. Is this the correct sender? All right. Integrity. Has this data information been changed during transit? Is this the right file that I was supposed to be receiving? Availability. Can I even receive the file? Do I have? Can I? Is there the network down? Do I lack credentials? Can I even receive this file, this information? All right. So that's very important. CIA triad. What is a firewall, guys? If you work in a NOC or SOC, you're gonna see fire. You're probably gonna be configuring firewalls. I was playing around with some FortiGates today. All right, FortiGate. I'm telling you, I believe they're the most popular firewalls out here. You got to know what a firewall is, guys. Come on. A firewall is a network security system set on the boundaries of a system network that monitors and controls network traffic. Firewalls are mainly used to protect the system/network from viruses, worms, malware, etc. Firewalls can also prevent remote access and content filtering. Guys, I'm telling you, I have this one client. Man, the firewall is very important. And when you look at the configurations, hey, block all this goofy, block crypto miner site, block alcoholic site, block all this sites and stuff like that. We do not want our end users accessing these sites. All right. And you'd be surprised. You're going to have some end users. No, why can I access? I want to watch the game. I want to access TikTok on work. No. That's what the firewall is for, to protect the company's network, the client's network. All right. So make sure you know what a firewall is. You're able to give a brief explanation on it and provide examples. Three-way handshake, guys. This is NOC network basic. We went over this last night. If you guys didn't watch that networking stream, we talked about the three-way handshake. All right. The three-way handshake is a method used in TCP/IP network to create a connection between a host and a client. It's called a three-way handshake because it is a three-step method in which the client and server exchange packets. Let's say I'm trying to connect to Firefox, Google, whatever. Hey Google, I'd like to connect. Would you like to sync up with me? Google will be like, okay, I acknowledge your connection. And then you're like, okay, Google acknowledges that. Let's set it up. Let's go. Let's chop it up. Three-way. All right. And this is better than, UDP, which is just fire, forget. I don't care about friendship. I don't care about syncing up, chopping. No, just fire and forget. No, TCP, we got to set up that connection. All right. We got to make sure this is legit. All right. So make sure you understand what a three-way handshake is. You'll be able to give an example. I do recommend you guys looking up a topology of a three-way handshake. That will give you guys more of a good idea. Let me see. Three-way. Did I even spend that? Three-way handshake. All right. Let me see if I can get a good image of that. Gosh, I don't even use Bing. There we go. This is a good one. Hopefully you guys can see that. Client. That's a good one. Client. Hey, I want to sync up with you. Okay, I acknowledge your sync. All right, I acknowledge that you acknowledge my sync. Connection established. Bam, that's it. And that's what happens on the back end when you're trying to connect to a website. All right, so make sure you understand that. Again, guys, and this is something the NOC guys told me, the network engineers, the seniors told me. Okay, you're in cybersecurity. That's your focus. Do not neglect the networking. Don't, guys. I'm telling you, it's so important. I'm telling you guys. Although I've been a NOC tech for a few months, networking is very important, especially in cybersecurity. All right. Next, SSL, Secure Socket Layer. TLS is the current standard and approved successor to SSL. The industry standard security technology creates encrypted connections between web server and a web browser. This is used to maintain data, privacy, and protect information in online transactions. The steps for establishing SSL connection is as below. Now, what I want to show you about, let me see. Let me actually load up a random website. Let's go to dark reading. I want to see. I don't know how to spell. I want to see if it actually shows that site information. Site is secure. Okay, so this I don't know if you guys know about this lock right here. This shows that, hey, okay, this site is safe. This thing is safe. It's cool. Another thing you can look at. Look at the thing right here. Look at the protocol that's being used. HTTPS. That's port 443. That shows that S means secure. These are ways to look and see, okay, shoot, this is a secure site. This is secure. I can access it. If it lacks that, be wary of that, especially if it lacks this lock. All right, so those are the quick tips to look at in the meantime. All right. Now, oh my God, this is a good one right here. What are some common cyber attacks? Now, guys, even guys in the chat, you can list them off, or just when you're in interviews, just throw off common cyber attacks, but make sure you get examples. All right. Some of them are like malware, phishing. It's a popular one. Password attacks, DDoS, denial of service attacks. All right. Or distributed denial of service attacks, or multiple machines will try to flood your site or IP with packets and stuff like that. Make it what? Unavailable. Goes back to the CIA triad. Man-in-the-middle attacks, drive-by downloads, malvertising, rogue software. These are just examples, and the list goes on and on. I believe the first chapter of the Sec Plus book for Exam Credit goes over multiple cybersecurity attacks. There's so many, and there's a new one coming out today. What's the trending one at this time right now? MFA fatigue. Who would have thought? I mean, remember when MFA came out? Oh yeah, this will stop hackers. We're gonna get them with this one. Look what happened to Rockstar. Look what happened to, I believe Uber got hit with an MFA attack. Guys, hackers are finding ways outside of the stuff. MFA fatigue, or stealing cookie. Or look what happened to Linus. Stealing cookie sessions. Guys, hackers, and it goes back to, remember when I went over Pentest history and why pentesting is a really, really cool and interesting field, because it takes the human mind. Okay, let me think of other ways to exploit this. A computer or a program could only do what it is programmed to do, but the human mind is vast, and you can think about a lot of cool stuff. All right, explain the OSI model. An OSI model is a reference model for how applications communicate over a network. The purpose of an OSI reference is to guide vendors and developers so the digital communication products and software programs can interpolate. So we went over the OSI model in detail yesterday. Not going to go over it too much. We had layers 1 to 7. Was actually funny. I do want to comment on this. I had an incident. I had an incident with a client. One of the Galaxy switches, it just went offline. I'm like, okay, let me do some troubleshooting with it. Got on a web call with one of the security guards on site. Hey, can you go down to the data storage room and verify, hey, is the device even plugged in? Yes, it's plugged in. Okay. When you plug in the Ethernet cords into the FortiGate, the Galaxy Switch Ethernet cords into the FortiGate, are the link lights on? Yeah, it's on. So this might not be a layer 1 issue. Could be layer 2. And it turns out it was, and stuff like that. So that's a good example to use in the field, even if you're not in cybersecurity. Another one, risk, vulnerability, and threat in the network. So what is a threat? Someone with the potential to harm a system or organization. All right. This is your hackers, those bad guys, or anyone with, potential. Again, potential. That's it. Anybody could be a threat. I mean, if you think about it, a disgruntled employee could be a threat if he has a lot of knowledge and information and a lot of privileges, yeah. So think about that. What is a threat? Vulnerability, weaknesses in a system that can be exploited by a potential hacker. Again, if you run Nessus, run any vulnerability scan, it will give you weaknesses, whether it goes from range from informational to critical to high, that can be exploited. Okay. And again, we're going to exploit Blue, all right, Windows 7 machine in couple minutes. All right. So that's going to be fun. Risk, potential for loss or damage when threat exploits a vulnerability. So what is the company losing, or what's the risk? Oh, shoot. If they hack our prod servers, make it go offline, that's a high risk. We're going to lose a lot of profit. We're going to lose a lot of businesses. All right. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Man in the middle attack, how to prevent it. So a man-in-the-middle attack is a type of attack where the hacker places himself between the communication of two parties and steals the information. You could prevent man-in-the-middle attack by you can prevent man-in-the-middle attacks by using the following practices. Use a VPN. Use a strong web WPA encryption. Use intrusion detection system. Force HTTPS, which we just talked about. Public key pair based authentication. All right. And I think this is second to last one. Explain a DDoS attack and how to prevent it. Now, this is again an important cybersecurity interview question. A DDoS, a distributed denial of service attack, is a cyber attack that causes the servers to refuse to provide services to genuine clients. All right, think about it. You're trying to access. Did that happen with PlayStation a couple years ago? I don't know, but let's say you're trying to access Netflix online service, to watch movies, which your friends, buddies, loved one. You have hackers or people constantly spamming it with data and packet flooding. It doesn't know, hey, is this real or not? But it takes it in. It uses all that network capacity, that bandwidth, and it can't easily distribute to clients who actually need the network to watch movies on. So this is a very dangerous attack. It uses up a lot of resources. That's why the DDoS, the distributed, uses what? Zombies computers. All right, multiple computers to aid in the attack. All right, you can prevent DDoS attacks by using the following practices. Use anti-DDoS services. Configure firewalls and routers. Use front-end hardware. Use load balancing. Handle spikes in traffic. Okay, so those are the way. And the last one. What is 2FA? Now, we talked about multi-factor authentication, how hackers are bypassing it. Well, what is two-factor authentication? Multi-factor authentication. An extra layer of security that is known as multi-factor authentication requires not only a password and username, but also something that only that users has on them, i.e. a piece of information only they should know or have immediately to hand, such as a physical token. Authenticator apps replace the need to obtain a verification code via text, voice call, or email. Now, we use this a lot, especially in the field. Hey, I'm trying to log into this. It will prompt you for, let's say, an octopus or dual prompt. All right. Or no, you have to put in the code from the authentication apps. You have something like Microsoft has their own, Google, Duo has their own. These are all the ways to verify, hey, is this really you? Is this really Carlos? Is this really Hassan? Is this really Rod? All right. And that is all with the blue team interview questions. All right. So I really wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was an interesting one. Now, before we get into looking at blue, I want to show you guys something real quick. I want to show you 3 articles. Let me see. Did I post them in that? Yes, I did. I want to guys show you 3 articles. Watch this. First, this is the one I was mentioning earlier. Guys, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is from Dark Reading. And guys, I'm gonna stress this point. Let me see. Do I have the article? I don't have it on here. Let me show you this. I keep stressing this point. For you guys trying to get in cybersecurity, looking to get in cybersecurity, or are in cybersecurity, it's very imperative that you guys watch the news or look at the news for cybersecurity stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Let's see, where did I put it? It is down here. All right, and this is something I keep bringing up this article because I want to stress this point. This is when I was an intern. Sorry if the dog's barking, but this is when I was an intern. All right, at Ring Central. So last year, November 30th, was National Computer Security Day. I'm not gonna read all this stuff, which talks about how I got into the career, what sparked me, all that good stuff, blah, blah, blah. I want to talk about this part. Cybersecurity news sources. All right. In the field that moves fast, it's critical to stay aware of current trends, threats, and innovation. We asked both ringturns how they stay current with cybersecurity news. Geronin told us, aside from Reddit, he uses Feedly. Feedly allows cybersecurity professionals and teams to follow a wide variety of trusted feeds all in one place, including websites and blog. Below are some of Geronin's favorite. All right. Obviously, I don't even have Feedly on this computer. I have it on my Mac. But no, I mentioned Reddit, and we're going to pull a Reddit article, which is very interesting. We're going to pull 2, I think. I think we got 2 Reddit articles I want to pull. And these are other good ones. I had way more than this. It had to be trimmed. It had to be trimmed because it was a lot. But today we're gonna go at dark reading. All right, I want to talk about this. For cybercrime gangs, professionalization comes with corporate headaches. They're raking millions, but now as much as 0 days in ransoms, cyber criminals are dealing with management structures and over. I'm sorry if I find this funny. This is, dude. Shout out to Nate Nelson, author of this. The story came out what is today? Today is the 5th, so it came out 2 days ago. There's that tabletop exercise. Hassan was talking about tabletop. Briefly go over here. Tabletop. What the heck is that? Basically, it's like mock tests. It's mock tests and to simulate real life events. All right. So yeah, shout out to Hassan for bringing that out. Go back to that article. Dude, this is crazy. Today's foremost cybercrime gangs operate like large enterprises with more than $50 million in the annual revenue and around 80% of operating expenses going to wage bills. Guys, dude, criminals are up now. The dark side is up now. All right, they got enterprises. Dude, they're racking in $50 million in revenue. Small businesses can't compete. Guys, it's getting serious out here. So those in cybersecurity looking to get in, this is what you're going to have to face. All right? Let's read. In a report published April 3rd, researchers David Sanchez and Mayra Rosario Fuentes of Trend Micro mapped out the economics of running a cybercrime business in 2023. Using observations and estimations, they explained they aim to show the quarterly financial report for typical criminal groups under small, medium, and large categories. All right. Now look at this. Look at this quote by Sancho. Our hypothesis was that the bigger these organizations are going to be, the more they're going to resemble the structure of a corporation. Guys, I don't know if I love watching cybersecurity news and real life news. There was there's hackers making job postings, dude. Think about that. Hackers are now having job posting. Hey guys, we need a black hat actor, 5 years in criminal experience. This to think about that, dude. Think about that. Look at the economy. Let's read this. The cybercrime economy of 2023. In parallel with the corporate economy, the researchers mapped cybercrime organization into 3 categories: small, 1 to 5 staff affiliates, 1 management layer under $500,000 annual revenue. Wow, that's a team of 5, and they're already racking up $500,000. This is estimates. Medium, 6 to 50 staffs, affiliates, 2 management layers, up to $50 million in revenue. Oh, whoa! For medium-sized guys, whoa! Large, 51 plus staffs and affiliates, a few management layers, and more than $50 million in revenue. Whoa! It's getting big out here. You guys better prepare. The smallest hacker groups operate with a move fast and break things kind of mentality, funding operations out of their own pockets, making income however they can, and with everybody on the team doing a little of everything. Now I want to talk about that thing, funding operations with their own pockets. Remember what Carlos said earlier. How does one practice again? I want to ask you guys a question. How do black hat hackers practice? How do criminals practice what they're doing? Hacking. How do you think they go to school? Let's keep it real. Do you guys think these guys go to school? Do you think they're in boot camps? Let's keep it real. They're tooling, they're slabbing, they're practicing, they're just going at it. They're just immersing themselves in it. And that's a whole debate. Hold on, guys. Give me a second real quick. Getting a phone call. All right, I'm back. Thank you guys. Thank you for your patience. Sorry if that was a long time. All right. Like I was saying, how the heck does hackers, are they in school? Are they in universities? Are hackers going to WGU to get their skills out? Let's keep it a buck, guys. They're just immersing themselves into it. And this is why you have your Kevin McNicks. Let me actually look him up for you guys who don't know who he is. The dude he just started. He just started. He just loaded up a terminal, got on his PC, and just went with it. He wasn't like, oh shoot, you know what? Perhaps I'll go to university. Perhaps no. They just got, and that's why I admire when it comes to the hackers, because they're talented because they practice. They spend hours behind that keyboard. All right. So if you want to get better at something, you guys got to put the hours in. Got to put the time in. That's why I'm a huge advocate for labbing. Shout out to Dwan Lightfoot. You know, I believe he has the motto "lab every day." Let's get back to this thing. Look at I like this part. I was reading this a couple days ago. But as revenue grows larger and larger, there's a bottleneck. Sancho explains, if we could get this much money with 5 hackers, let's see what we could get with 6. At this point, gangs begin to bring on full-time staff necessary for maintaining $1 million annual profit and a defined organization structure. Man, dude. Oh, this is a good one. Let me read this real quick. When you're more than 6 people, somebody needs to be in charge of something. Otherwise, if everybody does everything, it's kind of a mess. The researcher notes. So I'm not gonna go through the rest of the article. Oh, guys, how ironic! Sun Tzu, guys, we talk. Did we not talk about this in Pentest history earlier in this video? You got to read this. As Sun Tzu famously observed in the Art of War, when you are ignorant of the enemy but know yourself, your chances of winning or losing are equal. Know thy enemy and know yourself. In 100 battles, you will never be defeated. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, guys. I mean, you have it right there. And this is why these hackers are on edge. They know you guys. They see what you're posting on social media. Quick OSINT, get your whole information, because you guys are just. And we're going to talk about a term, and this is how Pom Purin got caught. His OffSec. Let me see. Offensive. I'm going to look up this definition. Offensive security definition, and we could probably quickly look at the. Looks like we're running out of time because I really want to do the blue team breakdown. All right. So what is offset? Let's see. There's a good picture of it that I really, really like. Let's see. OffSec. And I'm not talking about the company. Let me just type in OffSec definition. I like this one. OffSec offensive security is a proactive and adversarial approach to protecting computer systems, network, and individuals from attacks. So it's basically making sure, hey, you're not putting up too much personal information on the weaknesses, on the internet, so hackers could exploit it. All right, making sure your security posture is on point. All right, I can't find the actual definition I want, unfortunately. Let me see. Let's type in OffSec definition. Oh shit, I typed in offset. There's a certain definition I want. Yep, it's not coming up, unfortunately. But yeah, that's how Pom Purin got hacked. All right. Oh, that's how he got caught. And we're gonna quickly go to that article. Pom Purin. And there we go. Wait. Oh, yeah. Let me see if we got the news articles real quick. Yep. Right here. Guys, if you want to join the dark side, this is what's waiting for you. All right. The U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, this week arrested a New York man on suspicion of running breach forums, a popular English language cybercrime forum where some of the biggest hack database routinely show up for sale. The forum's administrator, Pom Purin, has been a thorn in the side of the FBI for years. The dude's like 20 or 21. So he's been doing this since he was a teenager. Again, it makes you think, are these hackers going to school? Are they going to university? How are they getting their skills up? All right. With that, yeah, he did get arrested. That's his parents' house. I believe, I don't know, his home IP got leaked. And then bam, they just traced it back to that place in New York. All right. So his OffSec were kind of off. in that situation. All right. So that's that. I think we're done with that. I want to get 2 more Reddit articles before we get into exploiting Blue. Okay. One Reddit article I want to talk about is actually right here. Let's talk about this real quick. How long did it take you to learn / get decent at cybersecurity? I know, and I spoke with many people. Was it last week? Hey, I'm thinking about doing a boot camp, or I went through 3 boot camps and I still don't feel comfortable. I still don't feel safe. So this is a great Reddit thread. Already at 208 upvotes. Let's see what people are saying. I went from help desk, sysadmin, tier 1 SOC analyst, tier 2 incident response, SOC manager, tier 3 malware analysis. At entry level, there was imposter syndrome. This is for you guys watching. You get into the field, you're getting into cybersecurity. Yes, you're gonna face what? Imposter syndrome. Can I really do this? Is this really fit for me? Of course you're facing that because you're entry level. This is your first, you're just getting your feet wet. Sometimes I'm still facing that. But to combat that, I gotta make sure my skills are up. I gotta make sure I'm blabbing. I gotta make sure, okay, I understand this for next time. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes. Okay? Look at this. The funny thing is, there's always those loud, overconfident people who talk a good game, but are trash. You never see me boast, oh, I'm the top cyber dude in the world. You never see me say, I'm Kevin McNitt, because I'm not on that skill level. I know enough about myself to say I'm still learning. I'm still a junior. I'm still entry level. All right? Look at this. But even after you surpass them, they continue to talk. I consider that as soft skill at this point. Able to talk. Okay, that's a little joke. So that's an example. And as you read on, you have people giving their other experience. Look at this. The sooner you figure out you don't know, the sooner your peers will respect you. And that's keeping it honest. I'm telling you guys, especially if you're working in a team, which one is, I believe, is one of the best environments because you can get feedback from other people, your teammates and stuff like that. Work for a team and all that stuff. Hey, oh shoot, I don't know a lot. And you ask questions and they're going to give you answers. Okay? So on. And that's that. And I'll just read this last comment. Being good in tech is like working out. You can get better every day and you could get better / stronger at certain things. But you always feel that you have a long way to grow. And there will always be things that you just aren't good at. Luckily, someone else is usually, and that's why we have different departments and teams. You have your networking side, your security side, project management, HR, all right, sales team, inside sales team. These people specialize in those departments, those areas, because you can't be a master of all things. Because you can't be a master of all things because you won't be able to specialize in one. That makes sense. That's why penetration testers are penetration testers. They're not network engineers. Okay? So that's what I want to talk about. I want to get into this last Reddit article before we dive into Blue. All right. Now, this one's blowing up already at 1.1 upvotes. Now, it says F, cybersecurity. Now, you might see that title and like, what the heck? What is it talking about? Remember what I talked about? I believe it was the second to last slide in Pentest history. You want to look, and I told you guys this, you want to make sure you find employers that value cybersecurity. You want to work for a company that values security. Why? Because they're going to put more into your training budget. They're going to put more into tools. They're going to take stuff serious. They're going to take vulnerability serious. Oh, that's a flaw. Let's remediate that. Let's not let that sit. Let's read. Let me reiterate. F. Yeah. I have so much fun learning how networking works. Join a networking class every week, Tuesday evening. How packets are sent across the networks. Different types of protocols, different types of tools to detect attackers, different methods to attack systems. But I'm now at a point where I'm just questioning myself. Why the blink am I begging to protect someone's assets that I don't even care about, as if they were some kind of blessing from the skies? 10 years of experience required, a security clearance, unrealistic expectation, extensive experience in 300 plus tools, just for what? Sitting on your computer reading a log files and clearing useless alert? So what he's talking about, this is a common thing. You're going to see this a lot within the NetSec thread or cybersecurity thread. He's talking about that sounds like a stock job. All right. They call those people alert monkeys, because why? You're just staring at a screen looking for an alert. And most of the time it's false positives. And they're like, okay, Should I even look at it again? And then you get alert fatigue, going through all these false positives just in case it's crazy. In the beginning, he talked about 10 plus years experience, security experience. These are the stuff you see on the job postings. All right, on these cybersecurity jobs, and this is something I mentioned multiple times last year about cybersecurity is going through a talent shortage. So I agree, most of those job postings are unrealistic. Now, the reason I believe why they're doing that, they're trying to find the unicorn, or they're trying to find a high level candidate, because right now there is a talent shortage within cybersecurity. All right, there's a talent shortage. They need the companies, employers are lacking skilled employees. Okay, that's why you have a lot of degrees and universities and boot camp pushing cyber program. I'm telling you, you get an ad every day. Join my boot camp. Join my university. They're using that crisis to flood you with these training programs, have you pay for it. Now, what Carlos mentioned earlier in the stream, hey, are there resources? How can I practice? I just showed you guys resources. I dropped it in chat. Some of those are free. Most of those only cost $10 a month. Those are ways to get into cybersecurity without going to school, and even a degree is not guaranteed, or boot camp is not guaranteed. All right, so cybersecurity is going through a talent shortage. All right, they're missing talent. They're not looking for entry level candidates. They're looking for talented candidates, and there's dozens of articles on that. There we go. So we're not gonna go through that. All right, we're running out of time, and yeah, I just wanted to bring out this article because there we go. Let's see, because the guy is venting, saying, "Okay, I'm doing all this stuff for the company," and actually, I didn't even finish reading the thing. Hold on, I'm starting to think that there's no point in the mission of safeguarding these assets with these unrealistic expectations. It's almost as if they don't want them to be safeguarded in the first place. You know what? Let the breaches occur. I don't care anymore. Lol. I don't know about that statement. Especially if you're working in a hospital or financing company, that's kind of like, whoa. I mean, you've been hired to protect the assets, and you're like, screw it, let it happen. Yeah, I don't know about that, buddy. Threat actors are living the guys. We talked about this. Oh, okay, this is crazy. Let me read this without interrupting. Threat actors are living the life, actually using the skills they are learning to their own monetary benefits, as opposed to a cybersecurity professionals. What is he talking about? He's referencing this. Cybercrime gangs are coming up with corporate enterprises. This is what he's talking about. This is why I asked you guys a question. How the heck are these hackers learning? Are they going to universities? Are they going to boot camps? No one has yet to answer that question yet. I know, because they're labbing. They got on the computer and they started hitting the tools. They Google stuff and just started going with it. They're not waiting for people, do this, do that. Okay, what else? Click enter. Okay, click that. No, they're just going at it. So I want to read that again. Wrong thread. Threat actors, he's talking about bad guys, criminals, are living the life, actually using the skills they are learning to their own monetary benefit. Obviously, that's illegal. I'm not endorsing that. As opposed to cybersecurity professionals who have to beg the big boss for a paycheck and show that we are worthy at the first place to even be considered for the so glorious position of protecting someone's money-making assets. Man, this is heavy, bro. This is some heavy stuff, bro. I know exactly what he's going through, man. I won't name the employer, but there's been some times where I'm like, what do you mean we can't afford this tool? What do you mean we don't have the budget? Whoa, wait. Get off the AWS account? I'm going over the threshold? What the heck? I just spun up one EC2. I know exactly what he's going through. So I brought this article out, this Reddit thread out, to show you, hey, you want to make sure you find an employer or company that values cybersecurity and actually cares about remediation and protecting their assets. All right? Because this guy, he's like, yo, I'm putting more effort into defending this stuff, and they don't care about my remediations. They don't care. So, yeah, that's it. Okay. So we're done with this. Let's hit blue. All right, we're going to hit blue, crack this box, and then we're going to close out the stream. All right, so we're going to do blue. Let me put this to the side. Let me spin up my VM. Now, what is blue? Is a Windows 7 machine. Right there. First, let me spin up my Kali box. Spin out right now. I'm using VMware as a hypervisor. Okay, you could also use VirtualBox. It doesn't matter. I prefer VMware. I like the layout. Pretty sleek. Never had an issue thus far. I do get some random bugs where I can't edit the GUI. Oh, sorry, not the GUI. The virtual machine for some reason. But other than that, it's pretty good. All right, so I'm loading up Kali. Got my notes right here on things. So, oh shoot, and I do a lot of research on, penetration, career journey and all that stuff. People are like, hey, try the box for a couple minutes and then use a write up if you're getting stuck, after the 30-minute or 30-minute mark or whatever. All right, so we're gonna load up blue. All right, this is gonna be our target box. So blue's right here. And guys, let me see if this brings back memories. Look at this. I remember when I was young, I used to see this screen back in the days. Starting Windows. Man, look at that. Remember? You guys remember that? Do you guys remember that stuff, man? Look at that. Look at this. Oof, look at this layout, man. All right. So the only reason I'm logging into this is just to show you the IP of the attack box. All right. Now, dude, it's still got. Come on, they still got the games. Look at this. They got the games, and look at it. They got. Where's Minesweeper? You guys want to play Minesweeper? Oh no, I messed up. All right, let's get serious. Let's get back into this thing. We're gonna run CMD. Excuse me. That is not CMD. CMD. We're gonna get into the terminal. There we go. And we're gonna run a IP config just to get the IP. So as you can see, that's 192.168.109.138. That's obviously a private IP, and both of these are natted. My Kali box. Let me show you my Kali box IP. Let's see, IF config. There we go. So looks like it's on the same subnet and everything. All right, so this should be able to reach that. We're going to double check. Is that I already got the IP up there. So we're going to double check, making sure I'm able to communicate with the target box. And I can. So we're going to minimize this. And we're going to get into this machine. We're going to exploit this. All right, so Control L, clean that up. Actually, probably should have never got rid of that screen because I'm going to have to, we'll come back to it later. So first thing, and this is my methodology right now, and what I learned so far with TCM Academy. Let's run an nmap against the host. All right. And while the scan is running, we're going to briefly go over it. So I'm gonna run an nmap. T4 goes into the thread count. The higher, the better. -P, all ports. We want all information, and we're gonna put in the IP of the target box. Did you guys forget it? It's right there. So 192.168.109.131. So we got our nmap scan running. So while that's running in the meantime, just in case you guys don't know, what the heck is an nmap? So we do a Control P, and this is why I switch over to Notion. I used to take notes on OneNote. Man, I'm so glad I switched to Notion. So what is nmap? While that scan's running, nmap is a free open source utility for network discovery and security auditing. Many systems and network administrators you also find it useful for tasks such as network inventory, managing service upgrades, schedule, and monitoring host and service uptime. nmap uses raw IP packets and novel ways to determine what hosts are available on the network, what services and application name and version those hosts are offering, what operation system and OS version they are running, and what types of packet filter and firewalls are in use, and dozen other characteristics. So pretty much an nmap, kind of similar to Nessus, it's going to do a quick network discovery. It's going to scan your network to see what are some vulnerabilities. I think Nessus is more a vulnerability scan, but this will give you a quick discovery. Okay, what ports are running? What are some open ports? What version they're running on, etc., etc. So you can use Nmap and Nexus together. They're best used together, and stuff like that. So my Nmap scan is still running. All right. So while that's running, we're gonna talk about the outlook. Actually, let me see. Actually, while that's running, I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. Let me actually go to my go to my folder. I want to show you guys something real quick. Go to labs. Put in blue. That's a template. I'm gonna show you guys this. I'm gonna go to document, copy this, go to my Kali labs, blue. I'm gonna paste this here. See, I don't want. Okay. Let me rename this. That's copy. So you guys are gonna see what I'm doing. We're gonna name this blue test. If I could spell. All right. So what is this right here? Let's open it up with Cherry Tree. This is my assessment notes for every. It's still being built out. It's still a work in progress, but we're still building out. So right now we're running the Nmap scan. So I'm gonna put the output in here. Host IP. Let's bring up that machine again. We got it right there. So we're gonna quickly rename the node into the IP. 92168. It's always good to document your findings. This is something Heath mentioned. What makes a great penetration tester is your enumeration skills. So it looks like our Nmap scan did finish. We're gonna copy and paste this. Put it in our cherry tree note. Bam. All right, let me close this folder. We don't need this anymore. So there we go. We got our Nmap scan. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see what ports. And again, guys, networking is important. Take the networking class. The streams are located under the live section of the YouTube channel. Understand what these ports are. So you got 135 open. Okay, 139 NetBIOS. 445 NetBIOS. Sorry, SMB. They're both SMB actually, but 139 deals with NetBIOS. And also, so we got a couple ports open. All right, looking over here. Interesting. We're getting the Windows. Look how detailed Nmap is. Look at all this information you could get. You get the NetBIOS name. Get the Mac, NetBIOS Mac. We talked about Mac last stream yesterday about how important a MAC address is and what you can use it. So as you see, it's a VMware. So which is true because I'm running blue off a VMware. So that is true. Computer name. So look, we even got the computer name. What else do we got? Work group, system uptime. We got all that stuff. Now, what we want to do, okay, we want to do some enumeration. Okay, let's see. 445, open Microsoft DNS. Obviously, I've been through this already, but let's see if we could find some exploits for this version. It's running Windows 7. Guys, we're on 10/11. Let's see if we can find some exploits using that. I'll do it on this screen. So let me copy this. Service Pack 1. This is the version it's running on. Control-Shift-C. See if we can find some exploit. And this goes back to Google Foo, which I talked about. All right. Let's see if we can find some exploit with that version, because that's a really old version. And type in exploits. And your browser should be coming up with many exploits. We got over 135,000 results. All right. So it looks like we got a GitHub. Oops, excuse me. We got a GitHub saying, and always look at the forks and the star. So this one's kind of sketchy, and the comments are kind of old. So we're not going to use this one. Rapid7, pretty reliable site. We're gonna check this out. What does it have about this? So Eternal Blue, SMB, which is the port 445 we were on. So it looks like there's an exploit we could use, Internal Blue, which was a very popular exploit back in the days. It's still alive today. It looks like we could use it. MS17. Okay. So it looks like we could use Internal Blue. It looks like, we could use Metasploit for it. So Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, let's load up. Actually, I should have brought it on this screen. Let's load up Metasploit. Let me copy this, put it on this PC. That is the wrong link. Now, if you guys don't know what Metasploit is, it's an amazing cybersecurity tool. So good that the OSCP, I believe when you're testing for it, you can only use it one time. Why is it just copying? I'll just type it in here. I did not mean to. It's okay. We'll just go back to the terminal. Well, a little cool trip. Shout out to Lamar. All right. He's a penetration tester enthusiast. All right. Colleague. I like how he opens up his Metasploit. He does this. This is the tool I never seen. Or wait, he does -Q. What that does is it skips all that graphic stuff and it just gets straight to the point. So actually, I should have opened it on another. Yeah, I should have opened it on another tab. There we go. Straight to it. All right. So remember what it said right here. Internal blue module. Let's see. Yep, internal blue module. So it looks like this could be exploited for this Windows version. All right, so we're going to look this up in Metasploit, see what we can find. Okay. Let's go back to the terminal. First, I want to search. Did I spell search right? That does not look like search. Search eternal blue. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we got four results. We got to exploit Windows, SMB, MS-17. We got to, I want to do an auxiliary scan. I want to see if this is actually vulnerable. So, and I got my notes right here to help me out. Actually, this is the wrong slides. We're going to go back to blue. Got my notes right here to help me out. And I always have notes. And look, sometimes even when I'm going through the course and going through exploits or machines, I'm like, oh, what is 445 again? Is 445 dangerous to be open? I like taking down notes. You know, what is this used for? Why does it have Microsoft D? What does all this mean? All right. So again, we're going to go with 3. The reason we're going with 3, use 3. Always make no mistakes. There. So we got 3. Do options. That's going to give you the current settings so far. So our host is the target. Obviously, that's not filled in. So let's set that target in. We're going to pull up the IP again. Always got this on standby so I don't forget. So let's set our host. Yep. Set our host IP 168.109 and do another options. So there we go. Our host is there. All right. So I think minimize that. I think we're good to run real quick. Yeah. So you need to put the command runner. Exploit does the same thing. Look what it says. This host is vulnerable to MS-17, basically internal blue. Guys, that's bad. That's really bad. And if this was a real life corporate machine on a network, that is bad. I mean, why? First of all, why even on Windows 7? Years old. So we just ran a quick auxiliary scanning module to see if it's actually vulnerable to MS-17, and it is. So now the next steps, we're gonna let me see. I don't actually know the command to actually back out, so I'll just back out MS Console. That's something I might have to learn how to back out the payload. Go back to it. It's gonna be too quick, and we're gonna actually run an exploit against it since it is vulnerable to that internal blue. All right. So this time we're going to, there we go. We're back. We're going to search internal blue again. Internal blue. Remember, we used 3, which was just an auxiliary scanner. Wasn't an exploit. We're just seeing if it was. There we go. Look at the description. Did it detect MS-17? Is it exploitable on that machine? And it did. So we got that. And this is all stuff we should be documented in our cherry tree note when I'm running out of time. So let's use 0. We're going to exploit it now. All right. Go to options again. I want to check the configurations. L host, this is so remember L host, this is the listening host, this is us, our target machine. Let's just double check. Hey, is this our right L host? Remember, we went to IF config. We're 109.128. 109.128. So we got that set up. That's good. Okay. Now next we're gonna have to, we got the payload set up, all that stuff. Actually, hold on. Let's see. We got L host, all that stuff. Set target. Okay, thread. Okay, cool. So I'm going back to my notes, making sure we got everything set up, and we are good to go. Actually, I think I chose the wrong one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just see something real quick. Because I'm not seeing an option to place my... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go back to the... Okay. I see what I did. I chose the wrong one. So that's a good catch. That was a good catch by myself. I'm going to exit one more time. Go back into MS Comps, Metasploit. That could fill in. I chose the wrong thread. And it happens, guys. It happens. This is live. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes when you're poning these boxes. All right. What you don't want to make mistakes if this is on a live corporate network. All right. Again, we're going to run search eternal blue. We're going to use one. I used the wrong one. I used kernel pool. That's not what we want. We want remote. We want SMB, remote Windows code execution. So that's one. We're going to use one. All right. There we go. Go to options again. Let's see if we do have an option to set up an R host. Let's see. Oh, please don't tell me I chose the wrong one. Please don't tell me I chose the wrong one. I used one. Okay. All right, so this should be the right one. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing R host. Let me just quickly do a run. That's what I'm saying. Where's the R host? Well, I'm just going to see if I can just set R host. I'm not seeing the option on there. And we're going to set it to the Windows 7 IP. 192.168.109.131. Interesting. Okay. Oh, wait. That is strange. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm getting two. Oh, okay. That was my fault. I did not see this over there. So let's just run this. Run this thing real quick. So we're running the payload. And it looks like we got a shell. So it looks like we are in the machine. I don't have any commands to run to play around with it, but it looks like we're in it. Yeah, we are in it. And yeah, I don't know any Windows commands to run in the machine, but we just got our shell. So we're in it. We got roots and all the good stuff. And that was a quick way to do it, albeit that was automatic, using an automatic tool like Metasploit. There are other ways to do it. We have a manual version, but I'm kind of over time right now. So we won't go to that, and this one's actually longer. So yeah, if you guys missed that, feel free to rewatch this section. Pretty easy. I really didn't get to chance to like really detail the notes or findings and stuff like that as I wanted to. But yeah, it is what it is. But before we close out, do we have any questions? Guys, do we have any questions? Please feel free to throw your questions in the chat before we close out. And go on about the day. Hopefully this video was informative. I had fun streaming this. This was great. We talked about a lot. Just to recap, we went over Pentest history. We went over some blue team interview questions. We went over cybersecurity news, some Reddit threads. All right. And lastly, we closed it off with blue. Good live, man. Hey, I appreciate it, Rod. Appreciate it, Rod. Guys, shout out to Rod, man. He pretty cool dude in the field, killing it. So shout out to my man, Rod. Good live, man. All right, man. Appreciate you guys. Looks like we don't have any other questions, so we're going to close out the live. You guys have a great day. And if there's one thing I could ask you guys, if you guys could fill out the form, it's the first message of the chat. Rate the course. How did I do? What can I do better on? So that's the first message of the live chat. If you guys want to scroll up, just rate the course Any feedback is welcome. All right. Thank you guys so much. We're going to head out. You guys take care now. Peace.